Max after 3 weeks here?
3 weeks. You know, I really, you know, the two older guys are really playing at a high level. You know, I know they put a lot of work in. They're highly competitive guys. They're really good for each other that way. They're really good for each other in that they help each other. So we got a really good room, a really good thing going. So I appreciate, first off, you know, the spirit of competition between them. And then, you know, how that's affected their play. You know, everybody, you know, when you have competition in your room, you know, the performance goes up. So that's been a marked difference than between now and the spring. You know, Max knows what he's doing. You know, Ben's used to being coached by me now, and how we, you know, make decisions. So everybody, you know, time is taking care of a lot of things, and you know, I think it allowed them to be really competitive with each other.
It sounds like.
In the spring, you said you wanted Ben to get better at decision making.
Yes.
He said that too. Is
Yes.
there a thing like that for Max that you really want to see?
You know, he's been very assured in his decision making. He doesn't make a lot of pass decision errors, or run decision errors, or you know, really management errors. He's very sound that way. You know, and he should be. He's had a lot of experience and, you know, been trained by some really good coaches. So he's got that part. He's, you know, consistency. I mean, since I've really been working with him, he's been very good in that area. I think the big curve for him since he's been here is learning how we do things, how we call things. That's been his big curve.
It sounds like Flanagan's been doing pretty well so
Yes.
far in camp. Is that sort of surprised you based on his past production at Rutgers?
No, I don't. I look at the character of the player. So once I got a chance to really know who Matt was, I'm not surprised by who he is. He's a high character player. He's a great effort player. Everything that he does is assigned and, you know, perfected to detail. So as I have known him in our short time together, I kind of get what I see every day when he's not in a football uniform also. He's really bright, very accountable player.
So you think when you look at his past stats at Rutgers, you think those don't tell the full story about him?
No, they don't tell the full story. I think, you know, how, you know, what's the emphasis of the tight end, you know, all those things that we don't know. I don't know. You know, standing here with you, I don't know. I just know what he's doing for us. He's doing a great job for us and really providing us with a high level of play. You know, he and Chris, we got a really good thing going on there because those two guys, you know, they've been very competitive with each other, and, you know we can use multiple tight ends now, which is huge for me.
Back to the quarterbacks for a second. What percentage of snaps are they getting with the ones?
Well, Max is, you know, he's getting a lot of the snaps with the ones right now, and we're able to, you know, roll Ben in there occasionally. It's been, you know, the competition, you know, really when you're in 7-on-7, you know, we're intermixing the groups, passing situations in terms of the receivers I'm talking about. So it's been, you know, they've been able to work with the most important group, the receivers, and we've been able to intermix those guys because of the way we roll and the tempo we rep at. Those guys have got to work with both groups. And we've had so many different combinations in the offensive line. They're kind of, you know, they're all getting to work with the same group because we're doing some cross-training. We're trying some different combinations inside, you know, with Brandon Hodge being here now and finding the best fit for how does he fit into the mix of guys that we have.
How are Max and Ben doing in the scrimmage settings when it's a little more live, you know, more competitive? The defense is trying to keep those blue jerseys and all that.
They're doing a good job. You know, they've, you know, this past scrimmage was the one that we were really had more volume in. The first one, you know, was really a very bland scrimmage. This last one was more situations because we both had more in, and they've both done a nice job. You know, in the situational football, for example, 2-minute, which is the quarterback's got to shine in. You know, one guy's got it one day, the other guy's got it the next day. So they've been very competitive in those situations. Then red zone throwing, you know, different areas. Today we did in overtime. So just seeing them compete against each other with their units and who they're working with, they've been highly competitive. So you know, it's you walk off every day and somebody, you know, yesterday they both were awesome, and they great showed it at the end of the day, you know. So it's been competitive.
You anticipate maybe the offense playing at a higher tempo this year? I mean, based on what you learned last year, I mean, are you going to kind of incorporate some of that?
We'll have that aspect. We'll have that gear. I don't believe in being in all that. You know, I think it's. I think multi-tempos are the way to go, and that's how we're really built here. It's a philosophy. It's a team philosophy more than it is a offensive philosophy, because the offense is setting the defense up for wins, and the defense sets the offense up, and how we mesh that together and what the philosophy is starting with Pat. So, you know, will we have that gear? Yes, to use. Will we live in it? No.
You're talking about philosophy of Pat. You've had a number of defensive-minded head coaches. Is there?
Right.
How does that affect an offensive coordinator? Do you generally get more autonomy, or you?
No, it's you know, they lean. I've been fortunate to work with guys who really understood that you have to develop the quarterback. So, you know, the only thing that I've ever asked for is let's develop the team through the eyes of the quarterback, because that, you know, that gets him. You know, he gets the experience, situational football, the management of the game in critical situations, and that's where your quarterback really can be an edge for you and win for you. So they've all been great. You know, everyone's listened that I've ever worked with, and we've applied those rules and had good quarterback play as a result of it.
When we talk to you here, you're seemingly kind of a soft-spoken guy. I talked about me today. Said you're really positive. That's one thing we listen to. Are there times though when is there that other side?
No, the guys feel my bite. You know, I'm a competitive dude out there. I just, you know, I have an expectation of what I want it to look like and expect it to look like. When it's not that way, I bite back. But I also, at the same time, know that I'm out here to develop young men and develop players, and I want to have their ear, and I want them to know how much I really do care about them as people, as a person, and care about what they end up in life. Yeah, I really do. That's not, you know, that's not coach talk. That's who I am. And the minute I stop feeling that way, I ain't coaching anymore, because that's what this profession, I think, is all about. So, you know, I think the kids appreciate it. You have to ask them, but they know I've got a hot motor when it comes to perfection and things being played to detail. And they also know that I'll have their back, and, you know, I'm always there for them to help them, you know, whether it be football issues or life issues. And that's what I want, the type of relationship I want to have with guys.
How beneficial was having that extra week of camp in terms of installing the offense and getting it to where you want it to be at the start of the season?
I think we've all been trying to find a place with it across America. Yeah. You know, I've talked to buddies across America, and everybody's been kind of feeling their way through it, because 1 week extra is different. You know, so, you know, you got to make sure you manage your team. It was a big thing. And then, you know, you have more time to, you know, install your offense and defense, and, you know, touch those things that sometimes, because you're doing the schematics part of it, may get overlooked or may not get touched as much, and that's the, you know, situational part, you know, management stuff.
Talk about
before we get to our players.
I just want to ask you about your receivers. Sort of the skill set of Jester and Quadri. Have you had kind of a pair of guys like that? Sort of the different skill set in places you've been?
I did. Yeah, Colorado. I had DJ Hackett, and I had a kid by the name of Derek McCoy. Great players who were exactly like Jester. And then we had Jeremy Bloom, who was like Q. So yeah, I've been around it, and it's really cool having that skill set, because you can use those guys to, you know, use their skill set and what you do and how you get them open and where you put them and how you make matchups. So it's good to have, you know, I tell you what, the other guys in that room too have been awesome. You know, I just blown away by how much better Ruben is. You know, is Aaron being with us, he's had 2 really good practices back to back, so we're really developing a whole room. And then Ra has been great. I mean, he's competing with Q, and, you know, Frenchie's been awesome. So we've got really not just one, but we've got, you know, several guys like Jester, and then we got several guys like Q, you know, in terms of skill set. Differs. One, you know, a little faster, a little this, a little that, but we got guys that we can create matches with and use.